Hello. Hello, my friend, and welcome to today's episode. And it's on PCOS mood swings. Now, PCOS mood swings is a different topic, and mood disorders is different. I'm going to cover that, and I'm going to talk a bit about why you have that, and then I'm going to talk about strategies with which you can overcome it. All right. But first, I want to give you an update for all of you who joined my PCOS mindset group. Now, this group is on Facebook, where it's a mix of all PCOS women. And some of them want to have a baby, some of them want to just manage their mind to lose weight. So, either way, I talk about the PCOS mindset. Either way, you want to have a baby or you want to lose weight, you have to manage your mind. And that's what you can do. You can manage your mind around food and sleep primarily in this group. So, if you're someone who wants to explore this further and um, sort of come and hang out with me and other similar women um, who have PCOS and who are struggling with PCOS issues, please come and join me. I will post the link in my bio. It's PCOS Mindset Group on Facebook. All right. So lately, I have decided that I'm going to come live every day while I'm eating my food. And I'm going to share what I'm eating, and I'm going to teach some concepts about how my mind works around that food, and also what is the mood that I am in, and how do I manage my mind to still eat something which is healthy. And sometimes I don't eat something healthy, and I'm going to talk more about that as well. Also, I'm going to share client experiences, client stories. Of course, I mean, I'm not be giving their names because this is all confidential information, but I want to use their stories because we all have similar stories. I have similar stories. And the reason why I can help them with these issues is because I have changed my mind around these stories. So I want to teach you how to change your mindset in stories. So please, if you want to hear my stories, please join PCS Mindset Group. And that has been excellent. I'm still maintaining my weight with no flour, no sugar based meals. Now, I have actually kept a tally sheet to check if I actually have no sugar in my meals on a daily basis. And I'm not able to check that. There is always some sugar which creeps in. So it's fascinating, but I'm happy that that is a very less amount of sugar, which whatever enters in my meals, and I'm maintaining my weight with little bit sugar. So that is a success for me. Um, I am currently trying to add more protein, and I figured out some new smoothies that I love with protein powders. And this week my protein powder finished. So tomorrow I'm going to make a protein shake with lentils without salt and any spices, but just lentils, because the plant-based protein powders are made from peas. So I'm like, I don't even like peas, but maybe they're a bit sweetish. That's why they put it as a plant-based protein powder. Let me just use fresh lentils and see what happens. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to post the results of that in my group. So if you are curious about it, please join the group, and one of the videos would be there. All right. So let's talk about PCOS mood swings. And I want you to recognize two most important things. There's something called as mood swings, and there's something called as mood disorders, right? And mood disorder is like a medical problem, whereas mood swings is like a bit common, actually. Right. So mood swings and mood disorders are sort of related concepts, but they're different in terms of their duration, severity, and impact on a person's life. So mood swings could be very short term and temporary fluctuations in mood. And they can happen like one moment you're happy, one moment you're sad. And it might last for a couple of hours, couple of days. That's pretty much it. They're a very common part of human lives. PCOS women seem to experience slightly more, but many men also experience it. Many women also experience it. Everyone has a coping strategy. PCS women cope with food and all sort of like their food habits, which are connected to these mood swings, are not healthy for their body because of their genetic makeup, and it just makes their mood swings worse. So, mood swings most people experience in their day to day lives, whereas mood disorders like anxiety disorder, depression disorder, these are characterized by persistent, prolonged disturbances in mood. They can last for weeks, months, or even years. And they are considered as mental health condition and can significantly disrupt person's daily life and relationships and overall well-being. Mood swings can be mild to moderate. Mood disorders can be severe. And it can really prevent you from getting out of bed, going out, socializing, engaging, having a social life, like day to day activities, going to school. All of that becomes very challenging with mood disorders. And mood swings can be a bit unsettling, but still, we can manage to get up, manage our mind, go to work, go to school, college, carry on with our day to day life, pick up kids, drop kids. Whereas with mood disorders, it's not possible. And it overall affects, like, people with mood disorders sometimes can't take care of themselves. And there are extremes where they have no clue when this happens. They just go in up and down. There's no affect, right? So it's important to diagnose this and also treat it. Like, mood swings is again a normal part of human life and doesn't really warrant a formal diagnosis or treatment. However, if it persists, like it's going on for days and days, I offer you to keep a record of how often you feel bad. And if you suspect that you have a mood disorder, please seek out to a therapist or a psychiatrist to be diagnosed with, like, to check if you have a mood disorder. Now, treatment, if you have mood disorder, it will either be like psychotherapy, just talking, or it can involve medication, it can involve lifestyle changes, and also a continuous support to manage and stabilize your mood. So that is mood disorders and mood swings, right? Now, let's come to mood swings. That's very common with PCOS women, right? And it can be very abrupt and intense fluctuation in one's mood. These shifts can happen very quickly, sometimes within a matter of hours or even minutes, and can involve changes in moods from positive to negative or from one specific emotion to other. Like mood swings, literally. Like if you have ever had experienced pregnancy, you would know what it feels like. You're laughing 1 minute, you're crying 1 minute. It doesn't have to go that extreme. It could be just irritable, it could be depression, it could be so many things, right? And it can get triggered by hormonal changes, which PCOS women experience, especially, right? Because they are not ovulating or they're just having a lot of insulin resistance, which itself is caused due to stress hormone in your body. And like that stress hormone is coming again because of that stress response, which is happening. That itself is a hormonal fluctuation. Apart from that, PCOS women can also not ovulate. So many of them don't ovulate. So many of them ovulate, but so many don't ovulate. When they're not ovulating, there is no normal ups and downs of estrogen and progesterone, which happens for someone who is ovulating. So many of PCOS women are experiencing miscarriages, and like just being pregnant is crazy because all the hormones shoot up high. When you miscarry or you deliver, all the hormones come down. When you're lactating, you have this baby, so many hormones like, oxytocin, serotonin, you're sleep deprived, all that is happening, right? Or even if you have a miscarriage, it takes almost 1.5 months for the pregnancy hormone to come down. So many hormones, right? So that hormonal fluctuation can trigger mood swings. And some of us can have bipolar disorder or some other mood disorder as well while you're experiencing this mood swings. Um, it can happen in perimenopause and postmenopause as well. And that can affect sleep again. So, hormonal fluctuation is one of the most common reasons why we experience mood swings. The next one is stress. High levels of stress due to work, personal relationships, or other factors can cause mood swings. And chronic stress may lead to persistent mood changes because is that stress which can affect everything in your body. Like there can be like just thinking, which is producing stress. There can be physical changes which are producing stress. So either way, physical or emotional, your brain always gives a meaning to both physical and emotional stress, and we can interrupt our thinking, our judgment of that stress to slow the process, slow the chronic stress, right? So that is a skill that demands one-on-one support, honestly, because we can't do it on our own. It's like, for us, it's like air. We don't see it that we are judging ourselves so harshly. We don't see it that we are judging our stress, that we are thinking that it shouldn't be there or something like that. We need an outside person to actually tell us, dude, stop it. You're making it hard for yourself. Stop it. It's a thought. You don't have to do it that way, right? So that can be interrupted with mental health support. Mental health disorders, like undiagnosed, like bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, psychothymic disorder, are all characterized by frequent and severe mood swings. Some of us have substance abuses. Like PCOS women have sugar addictions, caffeine addiction, flour addiction, fried food addiction. But apart from this, some are addicted to smoking, some are addicted to vaping, some to weed, some to alcohol, some to some other drugs, right? So these substances can alter brain chemistry and that can lead to mood swings. Withdrawal symptoms can also produce emotional instability. So many of them will want to like suddenly stop and then they experience withdrawal and then they go into this mood swings and then it's so uncomfortable they go back on the whatever they were trying to go on, right? Then lack of sleep. This is another culprit because so many PCOS women don't sleep properly because they're consuming this sugar-based foods, which is not, that sugar is not getting used up. That sugar keeps them drowsy and lethargic and tired. So they go for caffeine or more sugar to wake up, but they just don't seem to feel fresh, right? And that caffeine, that sugar keeps you up in the night. It's difficult for you to fall asleep. And even when you fall asleep, the sleep is fragmented and you have societal pressures, right? So you have to wake up in the morning, even when you're not slept properly. So that lack of sleep is one of the causes of mood swings because we really need that sleep to regulate our mood. The REM sleep, we need the REM sleep, we need the deep sleep for repair of all our bodily functions and our mood. So lack of sleep can trigger that. Medical conditions like thyroid disorders, neurological conditions, certain infections can also affect mood regulation. Certain medications can affect mood swings, can affect our mood. Diet and nutrition, poor dietary choices, excessive caffeine, sugar intake, nutritional deficiencies, anemia can lead to mood disorders. Major life events, losing someone, going through a divorce, going through a job loss, or going through a new job, um, new school, new college, new place. Significant life changes can trigger mood swings, and some just personality traits. If your family has such mood swings, it's just so easy for you to mimic them, right? Now, mood swings can range from minor and manageable fluctuations into something which is very severe and disruptive that can significantly affect a person's daily life. If they're persistent, please seek support. Right. Now, I want to talk about how to handle mood swings in PCOS. Now, mood swings are part of PCOS, just like anything else. And it could be the insulin resistance, it could be, as I said, all these other reasons, which is actually causing you issues. Or it could be just how you're wired, right? And most of us think that something is wrong with us. We need to be medicated or we need to be supported by family and friends. And I'm not saying that you don't, we do. Like if you have a mood disorder, for sure get supported. And even if you don't have a mood disorder, please get supported. There are coaches who can help you in this transition. So everyone needs some sort of unconditional loving support where no one is going to judge you. Like we need that as a human being, right? But not every mood swing needs to be treated with a medication. I know a lot of patients who are having anxiety, who are having depression, and they refuse to go on medication. They are like, there is no way I'm going to go on medication. I went on medication, it didn't feel good. It has a lot of side effects, and I don't want to be stoned all the time. I think I can manage my mind. And so many of them, they will be like, okay, I know, I understand that I have depression and the doctor seems to be okay to prescribing medication for me, but I don't want to do that. I don't want medication. I don't want to be someone who takes medication. And they go and manage their mind, clean up everything, and go towards the other side where they have a control over their life, right? So we think, for PCOS women especially, we think the solution is just like, as I always say, right? Eating healthy, sleeping better, and moving more. But there's a fourth piece, which is very important, which is managing mind, right? Because even if you correct the way you eat, the way you sleep, the way you move, if you don't correct your mind, it stays the same. Even after you've lost all the weight and regulated your period and cleared your skin, you will still suffer emotionally. Like we never change our mind, right? So you will still keep getting ups and downs. I still keep getting ups and downs. Even after I've reversed my PCOS, I eat healthy, I still regularly experience ups and downs. And I used to think that's just happening to me. And I used to think that this should not happen. Like I should be feeling happy all the time. I am a coach. I can manage my mind. I should be able to manage my mind until I realize, oh my God, this is happening regularly. And I don't really have to manage my mind around it. I could just like go with the flow and see what happens. And there are some days when I wake up feeling amazing, and some days I wake up with dread. Like yesterday morning, I was like, oh, I don't want to get up and I don't want to exercise. I want to just be in bed. So I was just like tossing and turning and being in bed till 6:30 until I had to get up. And I didn't particularly feel great, but then things changed very drastically. And then I was not feeling so good. And then same thing happened today. I woke up. It wasn't as bad as yesterday, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be in bed for some time. And then my daughter was awake. I was like, let's read, Mia. So we put on the light and we stayed in bed and we were just reading her book. And then I got up and then I was like, pretty okay, actually. And very quickly, again, my mood transitioned into something very, very not good. And then I could like tell myself, I could see that, oh my God, this is happening again. And I can't, I don't want to. Did some breathing exercises. And I was like, this is happening. It's okay. It's all right. You're safe. Nothing has gone wrong. You're okay. You can handle this. And I could regulate myself. And I was like, it's all right. This is fine. Right. So we haven't, so I don't really know what emotion I'm going to wake up with the next day. And that's how most of our lives are. But PCOS women especially, they experience this slightly more. And it has no connection to my period pattern. As I have felt ecstatic premenstrually, I felt amazing before my periods are just going to come. When my period comes, many females feel much of a relief when their periods are coming. And I have felt shit during my ovulation time. So there is really no connection with my hormonal changes. Um, And we have an option to interrupt whatever is happening. So I like to think as our mood swings are like just balance of emotions which happen in our brain. Sometimes these hormones or these neurotransmitters become very strong. Sometimes these become strong, and sometimes I experience good emotions, sometimes I experience bad emotion. That just happens chemically in my body, and then my brain and my mind, with language, gives it a meaning. It gives it a meaning that, oh, I shouldn't be feeling this way, or oh, I should be feeling more of this. Like, first of all, when we are experiencing positive or good or not negative, we never register it. So I always tell my clients, please remember, when you start experiencing something good, remember, this is not negative, this is good. You milk that emotion and you start celebrating it and you start dancing and you start enjoying that momentum, because it's not going to last for long. And it's just like animals. If you look at animals, they don't have a thinking brain, they don't have language, they can't express what they're thinking. We humans are gifted that way, right? So we give everything a meaning. Animals don't. They just go and regulate themselves. If they're upset, they will just go in a corner. Like if my cat is upset and he ate something or he's not just in a good mood, he will go in a corner and he will hide himself and he'll keep licking himself until he's regulated, he feels better, and then he will come out and then he'll be like, okay, now I'm good to play with you. But if he doesn't want to play with me, he's upset with something, he will just disappear. They regulate themselves that way. We don't, and we can, right? So, that emotion which you're experiencing, especially a negative one, is a neutral circumstance. Even a positive one is a neutral circumstance for our brain. Our brain is giving it a meaning. It's just a chemical imbalance or a balance. Like what we think is an imbalance could be a balance, actually. That's how we function. Our brain has figured out this up and down. And we have an option to make it mean that something is wrong with us, or we could be like, oh, this is just what is happening today. I just wake up with shitty thoughts and shitty feeling. I don't feel so good. And that's it. Like that's what my day is today, right? And I like to look at these ups and downs um as like going through the rapids, right? If you have ever done river rafting, like I had done it I'd done it twice in India in the river Ganges. So we had gone to this place called Rishikesh in Shivpuri, and we lived by the banks of Ganges. I mean, it's like mountains, and in between the river Ganga will flow. Okay. And when it's summertime, all the snow has melted from the Himalayas and it's coming as river through these mountains. So the river is like fully blasting. And when you go there in the winters, what's happening is there is no river. Like the river is very less because the snow is still there because it's not melted yet. So all the river banks are like, the river is low and then the banks are more, and then there's like beach sand on the side and you can camp over there. So we were camping over there. So we did that twice. And each time I did this river rafting. So with river rafting, what you do is you just wear a life jacket and they tell us to put our legs under the raft. Like there is like that thing under which you put your legs, and then you just hold the oar, and the instructor will tell us, okay, when I tell you let go of the oars, just let go of the oars. And we did that. So one time I went with my cousins, and the other time I went with my husband and our friends. And my husband is a bit big, so his leg fell off and he went out of the water. And I this was during the winters, so the river was low and there were like huge rocks of the river which were up. So he went out in water, and I was like, I was newly married to him that time, and I had like, I'm gonna become a widow now, he's gonna hit his head on the rock and I can't lose him, I'm just falling in love with him and all of that, right? And the instructor said very calmly, he was like, madam, relax. And he just told him, just hold on to your oar and relax. Just let the river let you take you wherever it's going. So the river actually knows how to bypass the stones. And he was wearing a helmet. and he was wearing a float, so he's not going to drown. And the oar will help him navigate if at all there is any rock. And it was like a magical experience for him, and it was a magical experience for me, because I was like almost going to lose someone who I love so much, right? And that was an experience which taught me, oh, you just have to relax and it will just end, right? So our emotions are like that. When we wake up and we are like all this negative thoughts, just like relax, it's going to end soon. Like if you do the breathing exercises in that moment, or you meditate for like 5 to 10 minutes, just sit in one place and close your eyes, it will calm down. It's funny. You just have to relax. The mind will calm by itself. So we as humans don't do that. We make it mean something is really terribly wrong and we need to fix it. And I need to think this, and I need to make this strategy. I need to do this. Especially I do that. I don't know how many of you do that, but let me know in the comments what you do. But reach out to me and let me know what you think, what you do when you think something is wrong in your mind, right? So look at all these ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, as like a rapid in a river. When you experience that down emotion, surrender, just let it go. Let the river get you to safety. It will get you to safety. Completely surrender to them. Accept it fully that this is happening today. Accept it like a TV channel which just started on your personal TV in the head. And you can't change the remote. You don't know where the remote is. This is before when we had smartphones. The remote used to be lost, and then we were stuck with the same show, or the remote was broken. Sometimes we would have this. Like, first of all, as a child, my parents never ever let me have cable when we had exams, right? So we didn't have any cable. So my brother would go and rob someone's cable. He'll do something with the wire, and we will get some connection. And we are watching the TV, and the remote will not work. So we'll get stuck on the same channel, and we're like, doesn't matter. We don't have to study. We can just keep watching that, and we will do that. So look at it as if like you're stuck on a channel which you can't change. And that's okay too. You might find entertainment in that as well. So that was the second story I told you, right? Life experiences. Find entertainment in your stories. So when you are in that low emotion, right? When you are not feeling so good, you can stay in bed longer if that's possible, especially in the mornings or whenever, actually. If you don't feel good, just go and lie down. Don't push yourself to do any routines which your brain thinks you should be doing. Like, no, I should be exercising, I should be doing that. You don't have to do that. Be nice to yourself if you get angry. Meditate at least once a day and regularly tell yourself you're okay. You're allowed to get upset. You're allowed to feel bad. You're allowed to freeze, or you're allowed to be scared. And always remind yourself this is temporary. As soon as soon I will start feeling good, soon my high is going to come, right? And soon a high will come because it's a mood swing, right? So when you start experiencing, oh, this is not feeling that bad, it's like, oh, this is probably one of those good days, or the good emotions have started, and delight in it. Delight in waking up feeling good. And if you can, dance, because then you're physically enjoying. Like, and it can be silly dances. Like, maybe one day I'll post a silly dance video that me and my daughter does. I have a weird dance. So I'll do all these weird robotic and some weird movements. And it's like sure fun. And she's like, Mama, stop dancing. So dance like a child, because you're literally involving the whole body, which is trapped in that emotion. Engage in playful activities. Do whatever you want to do when you're feeling good. Sing if that brings you joy. And watch shows, laugh, cry, and like enjoy every moment while that moment lasts. Right? Because soon a low is going to come. And once it comes, you will not get to experience this high. So enjoy while it lasts. And this can happen throughout the day, just in the day, right? Now, there are some PCOS women who just can't get out of the bed. in the morning. Like they have actually allowed themselves to soothe themselves by staying in bed for the longest time. And they can't seem to get out of the bed. They get out of the bed eventually and they manage to get up and get to work or wherever they're supposed to be. It's okay. Be nice to yourself when you're doing that. And if you're regularly doing that, please get checked, right? Like maybe you don't have depression, but there's like a beginning of it. And they maybe they will not give you medication, but they can offer some sort of therapy, or you can come for coaching where you can like get your perspective straight. What is it that you want? And I have a whole system in place to stop that sort of habit where you can start a brilliant morning without drama, right? And I ask my clients to go off caffeine at this time, clean up all your food so that you feel energized the whole day. You don't feel so lethargic. And when you're taking care of yourself the whole day, you're following a religious sleep routine, when you're doing all of those things, what's going to happen is you are going to wake up well rested. You are going to wake up and be like, you know what? I'm just not ready to get out of the bed yet. Maybe I'll just hang in here for some more time. It just is so much fun. I do that. And then eventually get up, and you have to get up without any drama. And that's a beautiful thing, right? Um, and always keep coming back to this one belief. And I mean, you can plug it anywhere all the time. And it is nothing has really gone wrong here. Nothing serious is really happening. If you look at it, your shelter is taken care of, your food needs are taken care of. Even if you go hungry, you have enough reserves on you. Your health is fine. PCOS is not like a deadly disease, it's something which can be managed. You have your people around you if you have them. And if you don't have anyone, you still have your cognitive function. That's a beautiful thing. And anything that happens which makes your life miserable is just a feeling. And we can handle feelings because they're just vibrations in our body, right? It's just our mind is playing tricks. And if mind is doing that to us, we can play our mind games too. All right, my friend. So that's it for today. If you are someone who is interested in changing the lifestyle from mindset perspective so that you can eat better, you can sleep better, and you can lose your weight, because you don't lose weight to change your lifestyle. You need to really change your mindset to change your lifestyle, which will cause the weight loss and correction in your health, right? All right. So if you're interested in working with me, please go to the link in my bio and book a clarity call to see if you are willing to come and get coached by me for months. All right. That's it for today. I will see you next time. Bye bye.